And you know what? There's only a few people in this world that I can truly relate with when it comes to my musical journey, and you're definitely one of them. Obviously, people that know my journey know yours. I was season 5 Canadian Idol winner. You were season 6, and I don't think there's any way around this conversation, bro. So I'm going to jump into it. I know you
Let's just dive in.
Let's just dive in and get it out the way. But in all honesty, I'm actually quite curious to hear your perspective. What was your experience like? Was Idol a positive experience for you, or was it a negative one when you look back at it?
I'm sure as it is for so many people who come through that show, it's definitely, for me, definitely a double-edged sword in so many ways. I mean, personally for me, the show was hugely positive. I had kind of a couple months prior to being on the show, I had come out to my parents, and I come from like a really strict conservative Christian family. So that wasn't going well. I was just in a bunch of toxic relationships back home in Southern Alberta, especially where I was from, Coaldale, close to Lethbridge. Back then, and I mean, we're talking, 12, 13 years ago, wasn't the most accepting of anything different, anything kind of left of center. So being on Idol for me and being surrounded by such liberal thinking and creative people and, really being welcomed that way, that was huge. So personally, it was such a great place for me to be in at that time. Professionally and career-wise, I don't know if I honestly don't know if I would do it again. If I could go back and not do it. I don't know. I mean, I feel like that might be wasted energy, but I don't think professionally. I think professionally in a lot of ways it's hurt my career more ways than it's helped.
Yeah. I'm fuck, man, I'm in between as well, like when it comes to the experience, like, I mean, you get shot out of a cannon, and how old were you when you won?
I think I was one of the older winners. I was 23 when I won.
I was even older. I was 25 when I won, which I couldn't imagine someone 18 or 19 winning a show like that.
Right.
Either,
well, that's the thing. Even like, I think Melissa O'Neill was 16. I think she turned 17 on the show, and I was like, that's fucked. Like,
yeah, man.
I'm glad that I had at least a little bit of kind of knowledge and experience, at least in terms of maybe not being super naive about it. But, I mean, for me, it was like, I was very aware of the fact that like that show was a stepping stone. It was going to get my foot in the door, and that's, I think that they were really honest about that in terms of the production aspect, just kind of, really driving that point home that like, this is just to get your foot in the door. Yeah. I think the one thing that I didn't expect was that like the industry, at least in my experience, there was just people waiting to stomp on that foot, once it was in the door. Yeah. This is 12 years from now, or 12 years ago, and I still feel like my biggest job 90% of the time is proving people wrong, that I'm just not some talent contest winner. Yeah. And that's been annoying as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. I mean, for me, it was a really positive experience as well. And I met, like, I mean, you knew the staff there. They're fantastic. So the people that you meet in a show and some of the bonds that you make are unbreakable. So that was really positive as well. But you're right. I mean, there's this stigma in the industry that you have to get away from a little bit as well. And I guess for me, the first little while I was the same. And it's weird, right? Because people have this expectation on you, and then you're trying to, with me, I had to struggle at that point because I was such a people pleaser, and I wanted to make sure that people liked me, and when I was writing my music after that was in my head when I was going into writing sessions where I was like, okay, is this good enough for radio? Or is this, not saying that it wasn't me, but I wasn't allowing myself to fully express myself because I still wanted to be accepted, and that after doing that, I realized, okay, well, that's just a bunch of fucking wasted time, and now I've gotten to the point where it's a part of my story, and it's also opened up so many doors, like you said a second ago, and I've gotten incredible experiences because I was on the show. So for me, if I were to do it again, it's hard to say, because maybe I would do it again because of all the positivity that I got from it as well, but the negativity is there. I mean, you get it. Like some people that were trolling us and some of the things that they say about us. I mean, it's bullshit. But at some point, I just stopped giving a shit. And now, and I think you're definitely at this place too with our music. Is just like this is who I am. Screw you. I'm going to put my music. I'm going to put my music out there, and I'm going to own it. And but it does take time, man. Like we're talking 13, 12 years. It does take time to shake that off. So it's hard to say. Like when you say, would I do it? Like it's kind of a flip of a coin for me. It's weird.